Spoken word came into my life a couple years ago, but I didn't identify it as spoken word. I always wanted to be a songwriter. I always wanted to be a musician. So I picked up guitar early on, but then kind of let it fade. And I realized I'm not very good at singing or anything, so it seemed pretty far-fetched because I come from a long line of musicians. But something about writing was very freeing. I had a blog or a journal, whatever you want to call it, that was online. I had my own website my freshman year of college, and I wrote pretty frequently and posted about 3 times a week. That turned into me just wanting to do it privately so it could be more intimate. A friend of mine kind of encouraged me to pursue something in it, and when I had written one a few months ago, it just kind of seemed too powerful. Like it was a message that I felt like needed to be shared, and that's what launched it into like, this might be something that I'm gifted in. Every time I have ever written a spoken word, the inspiration behind it directly comes from quiet time and prayer. It's whatever I'm feeling is heavy on my heart at that specific time or moment, and understanding that it doesn't need to be a scheduled endeavor where I'm not like, oh, I'm waking up and going into the secret place because I have to get this done. Anytime I feel like I am pursuing things that are outside of what God's design is supposed to be for my life, I try and enter back into that quiet space where it's just worship and solitude, a closed door, or in the car, or just being by myself and listening to music really loud so I can drown out everything else, including my own thoughts, because I feel like my mind's constantly going. And here's where I find the Holy Sergeant Jesus. Worship, in terms of spoken words, it comes from not only the secret place, but just gathering, met by love, has been huge. It's been incredibly impactful for me, I think for the community as a whole, but just the development of my faith, but also as a man and understanding what it actually means to be a man after God's own heart. It's changed the way that I enter into my own secret place with just humility and wanting less of me and just more of him.
How does this feel compared to Noah's?
This feels more raw because it's not like the music, and I'm not in the studio like recording it and doing several takes and it being edited. Like, it's just me on stage in an empty room. Being vulnerable comes with authenticity, and those are two things that generally are not very masculine. And I had that mixed up probably up until the beginning of 2020, where I had a very false view of intimacy, really bad commitment issues. I perceived love as a form of lust, and all of those insecurities kind of take a toll on what you think is attractive, what you think your role is as a man. I'd say the insecurities I felt definitely outweighed the positive aspects of what I was doing at the time.
How do you feel about last night?
Feel good.
Just recording and everything.
It's just different because I don't like being the center of anything.
Yeah.
And that's not my intention or my heart behind writing a spoken word.
It's not for the attention, it's for the message of it.
Yeah,
and the heart
not the
behind it.
messenger, just the message itself.
Yeah,
It's good.
Well, I have the video ready if you want to watch it, and then we can post it.
Spoken word has just changed my perspective and how to carry yourself in a way that shows Jesus more so than showing yourself.
Because you gave it all to begin with.
Dang. That's heavy. That's so heavy.
How do you feel after watching that?
Emotional, bro.
Yeah?
Like, the term raw just comes to mind every time
Yeah.
I think of this one and the
Yeah.
whole video itself.
Wow.
In the midst of being on fire and having what seems like the most awesome, genuine, spiritual ride.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like there's still so much temptation, there's still so much
Mm.
frustration, and
None of that goes away,
Yeah.
no matter how far along
it's
you are.
the response.
Yeah.
Like the response to all of it
Yeah.
is what separates you, and like really like turning to him rather than turning away.
Yeah. Let's post it.
Dude,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Like, I want to be man-made. I want to be made in the image. I want to have Christ-likeness, and I want to carry that in everything that I do. And I think spoken word, when done right, or however you want to say it, does that. I think that makes anyone feel a certain way
Yeah.
to have all those notifications.
Right.
And unhealthy or not, it is kind of satisfying to know that people are resonating with it because they give you affirmation
Right.
through a like or a comment.
Yeah.
But what's more meaningful to me is someone that may not have even liked it and just took the time to watch it.
Yeah.
And then I run into them and they say like, hey, I appreciate you. Or, hey, like, I watched this and like it did this for me. Or like just something
Yeah.
so subtle or so seemingly minuscule to them
Yeah.
can be so impactful to me in affirming the fact that like I'm not alone with how I feel.
Yeah.
So with this spoken word, I want people to know that it's okay to not have the image or title of, hey, I'm going to lead worship, or I'm going to enter into this secret place and I'm going to show you how to do it too. Like, there's no instruction on how to do it. I just want people to come before the Lord and see him for what he really is, someone that meets you where you're at and changes your life completely. Hello? Is anybody there? I could really use somebody to talk to.